idea is this.
Oh, that's fun.
Wait, I can change its color too.
Yeah, please, more of a
Wait,
flesh tone is nice. Oh,
I mean,
where are you finding this? Hi everyone, from 1Route, I'm Jeffrey Ross, along with my co-host Alyssa Giles, and you're watching the 1Route RoundUp, the show that spotlights individuals and companies making a positive difference in the telecom industry. We have a special treat though today, as we are joined by Lindsey Huettner of the It Crowd Marketing. Although not technically in the telecom industry, Lindsey brings a great perspective from a marketing point of view on how to handle some of our show's topics. Lindsey is currently the CEO and founder of the It Crowd Marketing. She's previously been owner of Crimson and Clover, advertising executive at Modern Luxury, and sales manager at officebroker.com. And one more fun fact, Lindsey and her team are the magic behind all of 1Route's marketing and are pivotal in making the 1Route RoundUp episodes happen. And Lindsey, we're so excited to have you. Welcome to the show, and sorry for the beeping on my computer, but let's see how good your company's editing team is and can get that out of there.
well, we can't hear it from this side, so that's okay.
Oh, even better. So sorry, editing people. Okay.
Well, I'm excited to be here. I
We're-
get to see all of these on the back end and help the editing team make the edits, but I don't ever get to be part of it. So I'm pumped about this.
Yes, absolutely. We're excited to have you. So
Thank
quick
you.
story before we get into Lindsey's is obviously Lindsey and I met. Is it going on over 2 years, over 2 years ago? Let's just say that. Long time ago in a galaxy far away, we met. Lindsey sent a message. Timing was perfect. I said, yes, let's talk. And here we are off and running. Lindsey and her team have been awesome and pivotal. So before we start, everybody in the audience, go check out the It Crowd Marketing. They are incredible. They somehow get in your brain and think for you, and they do a great job at it. So
Well, thank you for the plug. I appreciate
there's my
it.
plug for you. They get in your mind.
Perfect.
All right, Lindsey. One thing we always like to ask every guest that joins us is, where in the world are you today?
So today I am in Plano, Texas. And that's not really normal for me. So, Jeffrey, when we first met, I was in Dolores, Colorado. So when COVID hit, my husband and I, we were not married at the time, but COVID hit, and I was one of those that with my company, you came in and you were there from 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 or whatever your hours were, and that's how it worked. And clearly, March happened, and I sent everyone home, and soon after that, my husband sold his condo and I sold my house, and we bought a 40-foot motorhome and traveled across the United States for almost a year during COVID. And so while everyone was remote, we got to do that. And so this question is a lot more fun when I am in a 40-foot motorhome traveling across the United States, as opposed to saying I'm in Plano, Texas. But good news, we're looking for another motorhome.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like it. You know what? There's a good friend of ours in the industry, Lee Miners. Lee, if you're watching, I expect to hear from you. So he and his wife and kids essentially do somewhat the same, but on a boat. So they have
I
the
need
houseboat
to talk to
thing,
him.
and it's like, okay, where in the world? And it literally is, Lee, where in the world are you today? Oh, I'm in Panama today. I'm in up in Connecticut today. Wherever the boat can take you.
That is amazing. So Ryan, my husband, he wanted to do that initially. He wants to be on a boat. And I said, well, maybe we should learn how to do it without the possibility of drowning first.
That's a handy fact to have.
Yeah. So we did that. I mean, now we have a kid, so we have to determine how to do that too. But I'm
Yes.
up for the challenge.
Inner tubes, they work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll make sure to get y'all in contact with Lee after this.
Please do. I expect to hear from you, Lee.
So, Lindsay, something else that we love to hear from our guests about is kind of their journey and how they got to where they are today. So, can you tell us a little bit about what originally got you into marketing?
Sure. So I actually started the agency November of 2014, and I started it. Jeffrey said a little bit about my past. I actually owned a few different companies prior to this. And in my previous life, I was looking for a marketing agency, much like a lot of other businesses and small business owners or larger business owners are looking for agencies and are really looking for anything to help with marketing. And so I was in the same boat. I was looking for anything to help me figure out what to do with my business. And I found a few different things that were out there. One, I found large agencies, which are fantastic in their own right. But I was a smaller business. And so there were a few issues with that. One, it was too small for what they were trying to do.
Mm.
Two, there was always a scope of work, which is reasonable, right?
Right.
And that scope of work for me as a small business, it always changed. And so then my price always changed. And it was like, well, having a P&L as a small business, I needed to know how much I was spending on marketing as opposed to it constantly changing all the time. So that didn't really work for me. The second thing that I found was that you could bring somebody in-house, which is also a great option. But there are two issues with that. One, there's a know-how issue. If you have a graphic designer, 9 times out of 10, they don't know how to write code for a website, or they don't know how to throw an event, or they don't know business development, or they don't know the other parts of marketing. Or there's a capacity issue. So there's either too much to do or there's not enough to do. And so those were issues for me too. And then the third one was a type of company that would come in and sell me what I consider a widget. And that widget being, Lindsay, you have to have a billboard, or you have to have a new website, or you have to do social media, or whatever it was that they were selling. By God, they were going to make sure that I needed that, even if my small business didn't need it. And so none of that worked for me. I really needed somebody or something or anything to come into my business to look at it and go, hey, if this were me, this is what I would do. And then I needed them to do it. And that really didn't exist. And so I built it. So November 2014, that's when it started. And that story has resonated with a lot of owners, a lot of people that maybe they're not business owners, but they're part of teams that need kind of that extra help. And we've done really well.
Well, we're glad you started it.
Yes.
We may have a biased opinion, but we're glad you did. No, 100%. It's agree that y'all were a perfect fit to me, because I know I joke around about saying it's like you get in my mind, but it's like, okay, here's our goals. Here's what I'm trying to do, whether it's build something new or whatever, build a new business, and it's just like go, and your business just goes and takes it and runs with it, and it was awesome. So we're glad you started it.
I love it. Thank you. I love hearing that.
Well, a lot of our talks, as you know, are about fraud or revenue assurance or any of that stuff. Now, one of our previous guests of season 2, Aunt James, fantastic interview. And I really love the way that he defined fraud into 2 categories. There's only, basically there's only 2 fraud types, whereas others will tell you there's, thousands. And he said there's essentially one fraud type is the kind that affects the bottom line, versus the other type of fraud is it affects the brand name. So from your perspective, Lindsay, how important is tackling the latter type, the one that affects your brand?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you a story about this. This actually was not a client of ours, but a colleague of ours. And when I hear this question of yours, it really brings them up. They actually are an IT managed IT service, and really, no matter who you are, whether you are in the IT business, whether you're in the marketing industry, whether you are in telecom, fraud is a massive issue, as you guys know very well. And this company, they got hacked. And not only did they get hacked, but every single one of the businesses that they provided IT infrastructure and support to got hacked. And so I think about, and I've been thinking about your question, going, that affected their brand
Yeah.
massively. And so, when I first started the agency, you hear about cybersecurity, you hear about fraud that happens all of the time. And I go, why does that matter for me? I'm just a small business owner. Like, they
Hmm.
don't want my stuff. Well, they might not want my stuff, but they definitely want to hurt me. And if they ever got into my stuff and that affected my businesses that I worked with, then that's a reflection on me and my business, whether you think that or not, whether it's my fault or not. And so that definitely hurts your brand. That hurts, think about this guy that has this IT company. He was sued by a lot of the businesses that he helped. Not because it was his fault,
Yeah.
but that's the procedure that usually happens after that. And that's just a scary thing, just to even think of an email that comes through and one of your employees or yourself, you click on it and all of a sudden
It,
craziness
exactly.
ensues. Um, so yeah, when it
But it's
comes to
a
the
loss of
marketing,
trust. That trust, once that trust is broken, it's whether it's in business or relationships or whatever it is. Yeah, you break that trust in business with a customer, good luck. It's
yeah,
I don't
we have really strict policies around this, and it's again, there's really there's no way to make sure that it doesn't happen to you and your business. There are things that you can put in place for sure. And so we have password keepers that we make sure that are there, and sending encrypted emails and whatnot. But I couldn't even imagine having it to where all of a sudden all of our customers' passwords got leaked and sent out to whomever. And, we're entrusted with that information. And so yeah, it's scary, but making sure that you are in place, or you have some of the procedures in place, and trying to talk to your team about how important it is to make sure that that's in place too. Um,
I, I would say part two to my question. Lindsey, you are a advertising marketing expert.
hmm,
How would you, if an attack happened on one of your clients, like you were talking about, from
yeah,
a marketing perspective, how would you recommend a company handling that? The essentially, how do you rebuild that trust, or through marketing, how do you build that brand back up?
yeah. Well, my stance on this is always to tell the truth, always to be completely honest with what has happened. It's
That's
not,
a that's a novel concept. Hold on.
you know, that's not something that happens all of the time though, because there are tons of people that try to cover it up.
Yeah.
And it's just like credit card theft and or credit card fraud with a brick and mortar store. It's you have to do the legal procedures first of sending out notifications saying, hey, this is something that has happened, and this is what we're trying to do to make sure that we are mitigating the risk to us and to you. Please make sure that you change your passwords, et cetera, et cetera. And then when it comes to the marketing side and making sure that you're safe and face and you're doing the right thing, is to do the right thing. So it's amazing to me how we try to sugarcoat that all the time, is just do the right thing. So call your clients, explain to them what has happened, ask what you can do to help them, give them guidelines of here are the things that need to happen. We're going to help you with that. Who else can we talk to within your company? Here are the resources that we're using to help us because we have been affected as well. And then just continuing that campaign until they are as whole as possible.
There you go.
Lindsay, I'm going to switch it up and move us away from fraud. Diversity in the workplace has been a topic on our show a couple of times, and we know it obviously varies country to country and industry to industry, but from a marketing perspective, this is really a two-part question. Kind of one, how would you recommend facing this industry issue in the telecoms or even in the technology sector in general? And then how has this impacted you personally as a female business owner?
So I'm going to go with the latter first. How has it affected me? Business
All right.
owner. You know, we work in a lot of different industries, and I've watched it play at hand in pretty much all of the industries. One of the industries that we work really heavily in is commercial real estate. So that could be anything from the owner of a property to the developer to all the way down the food chain of the people that lay down the flooring at the end product. And it is amazing to me the different when you think of the stereotypical designer, it's like, well, maybe that's a female, or the stereotypical construction worker, that is a male, or who is the person that's the banker, that's a male. You know, it's really interesting. Most people's minds that go to, is that a female role or is that a male role? And then what is the color of their skin? And it's still a thing. It's still a thing in this world, which is mind-boggling to me. And I'm sure that you guys see it all the time in the telecom industry. You know, when I think of who is a person that is doing fraud or who is the theft, I have somebody in my head.
Yeah. Well, and it's always like you were, even my own kids, but they ask, we're stopping the bad guys. It's always the bad guys. Wait a minute. Let's get some diversity in on that. But you're absolutely right. There's something, I guess, programmed or wired into us that it is. A fraudster, you have a picture in your mind, and it's not like the little church lady or something.
Right. It's never that, but it definitely could be that.
It definitely could be.
Right. Right. And she'd probably do really well. But I think, no matter how far we've come as a world, specifically a nation as well, of diversity when it comes to in the workplace of what the government has mandated, or where women's rights have gone to, or any of those types of initiatives, it's still there. And you could say that it's not all day long, but until you are a business owner or you're trying to get into a new account and they like somebody else because of the gender or because of whatever it is, there's always that. So I think that kind of probably more to my telling the truth is acknowledging the fact that those things still do happen, and we've come light years for sure, but unfortunately you still have it.
Yeah. And that's where I think, again, another fantastic guest who I hope's watching, Katia Gonzalez Gutierrez. And she was one of the episodes that we talked about diversity in the workplace. And it's not just telecom specifically, but it does seem to be in technology in general. Again, we're painting with a broad brush. And having two daughters, it's one of those that, yes, I want them to have an absolute equal opportunity as everybody else. So, there again, from marketing, advertising, all of that stuff, as a small business or conglomerate, is there something that should be done, or have you seen things being done that helps either recruit to an industry or helps bring awareness or change things up? Is there something that you would recommend or something you've seen that you liked?
Yeah, I would say that what I've seen mostly are individual trailblazers. And so having young females that want to get into tech, I think is amazing. That want to write code, that want to understand how to do that, that want to be in the infrastructure of IT. I look at them going, you are going to absolutely kill it in that industry. If you are articulate and you have the ability to be able to think that way, you're going to do so well. That's in the IT world, that's in the telecom world, that's in the construction world, that's in a lot of these worlds that are male dominated. And so having these individual trailblazers, being able to go in there and go into these industries and just take names, that is what's going to change the mentality of, hey, maybe this is something we should look at.
Turns out it's more about what's up here.
Yeah.
All along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, it's really interesting because you have those trailblazers that go into there and you still have some very old school thinking, and sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. But that has been really fun to watch, specifically when it comes to other business owners in these industries that we have been able to work with, and watching them make their own path. It's cool.
That's awesome. Okay, one more business question before we really turn the spotlight onto you specifically. Okay. Can you tell our audience, what is it that you think the IT crowd does the best?
That does the best.
The best. This is your time for the elevator pitch. What is it that you do the best?
Well, just like you said, Jeffrey, we are mind readers.
You are mind readers. Yeah. What was it? What was that movie? Big. Zoltar, the mind reader, and
I never saw that.
Oh my goodness! The editing team, you're gonna have to cut that part out. Don't let people know Lindsey hasn't seen Big. That's okay.
What do we do really well? So internally, what I would say that we do really well are our processes. So I'm very process driven. So it's anybody really could walk into a role and be able to see the documentation of that role, see exactly what needs to be done on a day-to-day, week-to-week, project by project basis. So that helps with setting expectations to our clients, setting expectations to our team, and making sure that we are delivering the best product that we possibly can that is consistent across the board. So, McDonald's is unbelievable at this. Disney is unbelievable at this. Sewell, Cadillac or Sewell, any of their brands are really unbelievable at this. And so we have done a lot of research around that and making sure that our processes internally are where they need to be. So I'm very, very proud of that. When it comes to external, one of the coolest things when you're a small business and you start off by yourself, because that's what happened in November of 2014, right? I had to do all of it. And while I'm okay at a lot of different things of marketing, the most fun is when you get to hire people that are exponentially better than you are. So our graphics team is the best of the best. Our editing team, you guys know this, our videography and our editing team is absolutely awesome. Our social media side of things is really good. Yeah, those are some of my favorites. It's really, really fun to talk to a potential customer or talk to a client and have them have this concept, and then take that back to the team and then watch what they do. And because I'm not part of all of it. So I get to deliver the concept, deliver what my thought process is around it. And then a week or 2 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever it is, to get back a website or get back a series of email campaigns or get back whatever that looks like and go, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And just to be able to see that's my favorite part of my job, is the team aspect behind what everyone gets to see behind me, that makes these unbelievable campaigns that truly changes the path of companies.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, for our audience, again, we can say we've had the experience, the pleasure of meeting a lot of the IT Crowd marketing folks in person and working with them over the past couple years or so. Each and every team member, definitely kudos to each and every single one of them. Everybody that we've ever dealt with has been so much fun, but so professional, because they got to put up with me, and Alyssa does much better than I do. But so definitely to the audience, follow the IT Crowd on social media. Definitely go to their website, check them out, use them. That's the even better part. Make sure to use them, because they do phenomenal work, and we're proud to have you as our partner and family, and helping us along this journey as 1Route. So
I love it. Thank you.
now, Lindsey, as you know, or as you don't know, a lot of people may or may not know you in depth. So I would say, we go to conferences, we go to meetings, we meet people on Zoom or over a LinkedIn message or whatever it might be, but you really don't know who that person really is. So previously, we've used the 1Route data scientist to come up with a questionnaire. But this time we're going to go with some different data scientists, and we're going to throw the Colbert questionnaire at you.
Okay.
Because we want to change it up and have some fun, since you're our special guest today. So are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Young lady.
I'm a little nervous. I've got a little nerves. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Warm up. We're ready. Okay. Lindsey.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best sandwich?
A BLT. With, depending on the day, the time of day.
You're changing the acronym already, but
It
go
could
ahead.
be
But go ahead.
BLT or BLT with an egg and cheese on it in the morning.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Blown.
I like that answer.
BLT with egg
Yes.
and cheese. BLT.
Oh,
So would that be a BL Tech? BLT. BLT.
it's a belt.
Something.
It's a belt. It's a belty.
It's a
Belty.
trademark.
No, it's a belch. It's a belch.
It's a belch. I like it. Best sandwich ever is the belch.
That sounds
It's
really
the
good.
belch.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Next time.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What is one thing that you own that you should really throw out?
Oh. Oh. I lived in a 40-foot motorhome. I think I said this before.
You were very efficient for a long time.
Yeah.
You can't really have things that you should throw out.
But now you have a kid, so it's different.
Yes. I didn't realize how much stuff comes with children, though. Don't get into it unless you're ready for all the stuff. What is one thing that I should get rid of? Okay, I really would like to use this, and I feel as if I should use this, and it would be unbelievable if I did. But I have one of those crazy pasta makers that make homemade, unbelievable pasta. Never used it. I get so excited about it too. It's like, you can't get rid of this. You have to keep it, because I am going to be the pasta queen, and just sits there.
Yep.
I mean, think of it, you see all these videos and they're making this beautiful pasta, and then you want to eat it, and I love pasta, but the pasta place is really too close to, yeah. But I really, maybe one of these days before this video airs, I'll make pasta.
Ooh,
Yes.
there we go.
Not
You'll
in
have
the
to let
picture.
us know.
Challenge.
I have one of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, pasta maker.
Lindsay, what is the scariest animal?
Scariest animal is
Yeah, scary.
oh. I don't know what they're called, but they live in the sea. They
Okay.
live way down in the sea and they can't see anything, but they have this light.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Those are scary. I don't think that you ever want to
Anglerfish.
see one of those.
It's called an anglerfish. Ah, thank you, Finding Nemo.
The ones that are spiky with the light thingy,
Yeah.
and that like it's like right here.
Okay, now I gotta Google this, but
Do you know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
pretty sure
That's
it's
it
anglerfish.
is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't they have jaws too?
Absolutely. They're
Yeah,
terrifying.
I don't want to come in contact with that thing.
Me either.
Nope.
It's not really the sharks that scare me in the sea. It's like that stuff.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
I don't like those.
Okay. Apples or oranges?
Apples. The oranges get into your like underneath your fingernails.
That
And
is
then,
true.
like, where do you start with the peeling? Like, I
Yeah.
like the oranges, but even those cuties, like,
Yeah.
they just get in. Now, we did have a client, a citrus client in Florida. They had the best citrus ever, and they were so easy to peel. I'll eat those, but the rest of them, I make my husband peel them. I feel like a child when this happens.
But even with the best citrus, can you eat it with peanut butter?
No, that'd probably be bad. But oh, have you tried Trader Joe's almond butter? No. It's almond vanilla butter.
Well, the problem is you didn't say peanut. So
Oh, yeah.
I
But
like almond butter.
Oh my
I think it's
God.
pretty
I'm
good.
sending you some of this. It tastes like
Yes.
icing. So think of your apple dipped in vanilla icing,
Okay.
but it's almond butter and it is healthy.
It's
Yeah.
healthy.
I'm gonna
It's
go with
healthy.
that.
I'm in.
Well, apples was the right answer because
Okay.
you can eat peanut butter with an apple
Apples.
or almond vanilla
Butter.
icing
Yes.
butter. My youngest daughter has decided to start dipping her apples in ketchup.
I'm sorry.
So to
Mm-mm.
our viewing audience, she has not dipped an orange in ketchup, so apparently you can eat apple with a ketchup.
Oh no.
That sounds horrible. What made her decide this?
Because she's who she is.
Okay.
Because she's crazy. But as a parent, she's like, Dad, check this out. Apple, ketchup, give it a try.
No. Did you try it?
It's
You
good.
did not.
Yeah, I tried it. I'm not gonna break my little girl's heart. It tastes like V8 if you've had the drink
Huh.
V8. So
I'm not
that's
so
weird.
old.
Apparently, tomatoes and apple is like the drink V8. So
Okay.
there you go. Lindsay, have you ever asked anyone for an autograph?
No. Never. Oh, I
Whoa,
lie.
whoa.
I lie. I actually have a book of autographs.
What?
Yeah,
So not just one did you lie about, but many
A
autographs.
whole book.
well, so when I was little,
Disney.
we would go to Disney World.
Yep.
Ah.
I have the book.
That-
I have the book of the autographs of all the Disney characters.
That's fair.
Very good. What was the last book that you read?
The Tiger's Wife.
Did you say tired? Like sleepy?
Tigers.
Oh, tiger.
Tiger.
Like, ah.
Yeah, the Tiger's Wife. So, good story. We were in Sedona. My husband, he really likes to find things. Okay. So he finds things all over the United States, including cars. We can't buy cars in Dallas or in Plano, Texas. You have to buy cars somewhere else. So you can make a trip out of this.
Okay.
So the car that I currently have, because I needed to upgrade because of a child, was in Sedona
But
or Phoenix.
road
Not a
trip.
bad place. Not a bad place to go.
Nope.
So we went to a bed and breakfast, and this bed and breakfast had a give a book, take a book type
That's
thing.
fun.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I got The Tiger's Wife there. The coolest, I would never have picked this story up ever. The coolest book I think I've ever read.
Mm.
Go find it.
Tiger's Wife. I thought you said Tired Wife. And
That would make sense too. The Tiger's Wife.
I'm gonna have to add it to my list.
There you go.
okay. Lindsay, what's your favorite action movie?
I like all of the Marvel movies.
Mm.
That's fair.
I really
You ha-
like it.
Okay. Do
Me
you have
too.
a favorite? Do you have a favorite character in the Marvel series?
I like Captain America.
There you go.
Yeah, I like him. I like the ones where they're all together.
Mm.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you have to go to the movies to watch it. You can't
Yes.
do it at home.
Those.
No.
And then when you're at the movies, what's your go-to movie thing to eat? Mine, every time. And do you go to the movies by yourself? I do. Love it. My favorite thing to do. Want to go to the movies by myself, want to watch Marvel, and then you have to get a large popcorn,
Okay.
Milk Duds, and a Coke Zero. All large. I
Okay.
do this often.
Sounds
Yeah.
perfect.
You know, we went to the movies for the first time in like a decade to see Top Gun Part 2.
Oh, that's
Really
So-
good.
And my wife and I's go-to used to be, I think we splurged that night. We're getting a little older. Was Twizzlers. We'd always do Twizzlers. That was our.
Mm.
And the problem is we would eat them before the movie even started. It's like,
Yes.
we ran out of Twizzlers. But yeah, so we saw Top Gun Part 2, the Maverick, and my wife, unfortunately, had to get up to use the facilities, and she missed the football scene. And she came back. She's like, "That's really the only reason I came to this movie."
Oh no.
And now we're gonna have to rent it or watch it on Amazon again. So
There you go.
Yeah.
the football scene.
Just for that one. They might have it on YouTube.
That's what she's like. This is like the first Top Gun. Is the only reason, is for the volleyball scene, and the only reason Part 2 is for the football scene. And she
Yep.
missed it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, Lindsay, what is your favorite smell?
Rose.
Ooh.
Straight into the.
Rose anything. I don't know what it
Mhm.
is about the rose smell.
You like to stop and smell the roses.
I do.
That's,
Exactly.
you have lived that saying to the fullest.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I get to do the fun one after that. What is your least favorite smell? Which I'm very curious now as a new mom.
I was about to say, yeah, probably anything that comes out of that child's rear end is not pleasant. Mm-mm. And I hear it gets worse.
Yeah. Can you? I was trying to do a straight face, but that didn't happen. I don't know if worse is the right word.
It evolves.
You as a person evolve into a certain way of just realizing that poop is just poop. It's just poop.
I was at dinner last night.
It gets on you. It's just.
I was at dinner last night and I thought that he had pooped and it was dark. And so I'm like trying to see if he has pooped, like without.
Did you do the peek?
Right. Yeah. And I can't see.
You can't
And
do
so
that
the
as
girl
adults.
next to me, she's a mom of a 2-year-old and was like, "Oh, just stick your finger in there."
No. Hey, if it gets on you by accident, that's when I'm saying it is what it is. You wash.
But actively seeking it is a
Dude.
problem.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's too far.
Uh,
I mean, we can do a poll. One.
Do a poll.
The crowd can help us with a poll, a 1Route poll of do you physically check, or do you just go with the sniff check? Physical check, not okay. That's too.
No.
No.
That's wrong. I can't.
That's bad.
Just check it. Just feel it.
No.
No.
Now, when you can
Nope.
see it, small child diaper, and you look back there, and you like their rear end has increased in size, you're like, that's a problem. That's now we've thrown away many of outfits over the years. Yeah.
I've done that already.
Okay, moving us away from this discussion. Is exercise worth it?
Yes.
Is it?
Is it really?
The 1Route crowd here, we're gonna outvote you.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm always happy when I do it.
I am angry leading up to it and during it, and then afterwards I get it. Yeah, I feel good. Now I've had a surgery on my shoulder as a result of exercise.
You froze on us.
I get angry about it.
See, he really doesn't like
Frozen.
it.
Now I'm back.
He's back.
I got so angry at working out. Apparently, my internet connection is unstable, is what I'm being told.
Oh no.
We'll move it along just in case I freeze again. Do you prefer flat or sparkling?
Sparkling, Topo Chico.
Ooh.
I think that we've decided that we're gonna do like head-to-head contest, because aren't all sparkling waters the same? No, they're not.
This kind of gets into like a diversity talk on sparkling
Yes.
waters.
So which one is the best and why?
I have no idea. I don't know. That's like I'm okay with taking carbon out of this world, so I don't.
Poll number 2. What is the best sparkling water? Topo.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know.
The bubbles are just bigger. I know how they do it.
This could go in the wrong direction quickly. Apparently it did in my head, but they blow more bubbles into their water. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alyssa.
Okay. What is the most used app on your phone?
I'm not very fun with this. Email.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's communication, and we are a business about communication. So we
That is true. Yeah, email or text message, I guess. So anytime. I have I read this book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. You guys heard of this?
No.
Okay, book number 2 for the
If
podcast.
it's not Bluey or Peppa Pig. What else have I been reading? These Disney fairies and princesses? Yeah. I'll add it to my list.
So Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And so they talk about your phone and all of the psychological things that happen around your phone. So ever since then, I have a timer on my phone of how long I've used it. So it's on my home screen. So I try to keep it under an hour a day.
That's fantastic.
That is.
I'm not very good at it, but I try.
You get one song to listen to for the rest of your life. What song would that be?
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart.
No. Billy Ray Cyrus.
I think so. Or like a Stevie Nicks song.
Okay. Now
Now we're getting somewhere.
we don't have to end this relationship now.
Or Journey. I like Journey.
Okay.
I went to the Taylor Swift concert this weekend.
How was it?
It was great.
I bet.
I bet it was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
I'm jealous.
No, my dad and I used to sing Billy Ray Cyrus in his truck.
Achy breaky heart. Yeah.
Achy breaky heart.
Okay, so
I
I
like
get
that
it
one.
though. If it's got memory attached to it,
Yeah, I like
that's
that one.
a positive memory.
Nostalgia.
Unless, unlike the rest of the world.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like it. What number am I thinking of?
8.
Do I tell you if it's right or wrong?
Absolutely.
It's wrong.
Good
Good
luck
to know.
next time, Lindsay.
Yeah. Sorry, Lindsay.
Lindsay, last thing. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
On the road again.
Oh, hold on.
Again
And again. On the road again and again. That's Lindsay, you are now a known person to whoever watches this. And now that all that's left to do is roll out the red carpet for you and let us know what is on the horizon for Lindsey Huettner.
Well, right now my life is all about the kid. So I can't really look too much further ahead right now. But yeah, the It crowd is still going strong and moving along, and I hope that we can get on the road again for real. I hope we can have more kids and keep helping businesses do awesome things.
That's fantastic. Well said. Lindsay, thank you so much. You do an awesome job. Your company does an awesome job. And again, to the audience, be sure to check out the It Crowd Marketing. Follow Lindsay and her team. They do amazing work. And also be sure to follow 1Route and our 1Route RoundUp. Click the subscribe, like, InstaFace, tweet, chat, all the whatever else is new out there that y'all are doing. Be sure to do that. And so you can catch up with the rest of our episodes and learn more about awesome people like Lindsay. So Lindsay, again, thank you for being with us today. To our audience, thank you for watching. Stay tuned until the next go round. Cheers.
Thanks.